This is going to be a controversial video because I feel like people haven't been entirely honest about PSVR2. Now, I want to start this video by saying I absolutely love my PSVR2. It's much better than my PSVR1. I'm going to be spending a lot of time in this headset trying out a lot of different games. But I feel like the way this headset has been reviewed and presented has been a little bit... It makes me uncomfortable because what you're seeing on screen right now isn't actually representative of what you'll see if you buy this headset and wear it. Now, anyone in this community, my community, that's got a PSVR2 knows this. I feel you, I hear you, I see you in the comments. Hey, it's Editing Kireth here. Really sorry for interrupting your video, but I've developed a way of recording and editing the footage from the PSVR2 headset to make it more accurate to what you'll see. So I'm going to turn that on from now. So what you see from now is going to be a little bit more accurate. Let me know what you think. To give you an idea, I can see the 150 board here very clearly. The 100 board is quite blurry and I can't see the numbers on the 50 board at all. I can't really see the Marshall by that 50 board. I can see the Marshall by the 150 board. And basically, everything just becomes a little bit murky. And that's because when you see videos, and I've seen some very big tech reviewers do this. I've seen Digital Foundry do this, it's very surprising. When you see the social screen, that is not representative of what you see in the headset. In the headset, you have to deal with the reality of lens distortion. You have to deal with the reality of the mura effect, the kind of looking through a lint screen. I just went over my cameras and I lost the tracking. But you have to deal with all these imperfections that you don't get. And yes, obviously, the visual quality of Gran Turismo 7 in particular is less than you get in Gran Turismo 7 in 2K. It is a downgraded visual version. So when people say, oh, you PSVR2, you get Gran Turismo 7 with 4K pin-sharp visuals, that's not true. You don't get 4K visuals in here. That's not true on any level. Now, what you do get that can't be translated, ironically, is the depth effect, the feeling that you're in a three-dimensional space. I want to reach out here and hold this halo. I want to touch these buttons. If you've got a PSVR2 headset, you'll get this. If and when the sun comes out here, I'm going to feel it on my arms. That you can't get, and that's a big bonus with PSVR2. But I want to be really clear. I'm very surprised that there's been so many reviews from massive channels that have just not called this out. I find it massively surprising, and I don't think it's because, you know, a lot of people have got a PSVR2 for free for review. I actually don't think it's to do with that at all. I think it's just a reality that for a lot of big tech reviewers, they're going to review this, and before the video's out, they've moved on to the next thing to review. It's such a transition thing for them, if that makes sense. It's just like a little tiny sliver when they're focused on it and they move on. But the reality for us that do buy it with our own money is it's a really big investment, a really big purchase, and we're purchasing it to get hundreds and hundreds of hours of enjoyment out of it. And most peaceful reaction, I'm pretty sure if you took a survey of 100 people who saw all the previews on YouTube of these pin-sharp visuals and it looking like 4K, their reaction when they put it on for the first time, the majority would be, hang on, this isn't that. This is not as good as that. Whereas I think the way I'm trying to translate it is you get this kind of otherworldly experience, but don't expect it to be photorealistic. It's more like a dream state. When you're in a dream, you feel like a dream is real when you're dreaming. But it's not necessarily photorealistic. You don't think back and think, oh, that was photorealistic. You think more about the emotions, about being in this place. And that's exactly what PSVR2 does. Now, when I spin the wheels up here, you know, already that sense of motion is sort of, you know, grappling with me. And my brain is like, okay, now we're moving and I'm getting the sensations. And sometimes you kind of want to move with the motion and move forward and move back. You don't get that on a 2D screen at all, but you definitely don't get the visual clarity either. When I look at these cars out of the corner of my eye, they're all blurry, and that's because it's on the edge of my vision. That's the reality. The reality is I have an OLED screen right in front of my eyes, and the lenses are doing the tricks to make it seem like it's, you know, I'm looking into actual distance. It's all trickery through lenses, and at some point you can't escape the fact that things are just going to get distorted. That's how lenses work. So if you've got a PSVR2, you understand. By the way, if you want to support this channel, please, 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 make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments if you just realised you haven't got that notification bell on. I'd really appreciate it. Because I want people to buy this for the first time and feel like they're being transported to another place. Gran Turismo 7 is such an ambitious project on VR. It's arguably the most ambitious VR game in existence. And just combined with the absolutely incredible lighting you get in Gran Turismo 7, it becomes very emotional. Even now, looking up to the sky, I can kind of feel that skybox is a long way away. So, but it's not graphics, it's not pin sharp 4K, and I just feel like I want to make people aware of that because it's a lot of money. And if you go in with those expectations, I feel like you're going to enjoy it more. It really saddens me to see all of the comments. I've had maybe hundreds of comments of people saying, this was way too blurry, I've returned it. And I'm thinking, I feel really bad because, yeah, it is going to be a little bit more blurry than Gran Turismo 7. But if you have that expectation, you can kind of look through it. You can really enjoy it. So those are my little thoughts. It's a little bit of a rant, but I just want to use this little corner of the internet we have to make people aware of that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. A lot more VR to come on this channel. I can't wait to do this race, and I'll see you next time.